Welcome back to CAD 200, and we are going to show you how to start drawing in solid 3D modeling. And this is constructive solid geometry, and what it is you're going to use what's called the Boolean operations, and that's going to be whenever you add, subtract, and intersect. And we'll show you some of that here in just a minute. But in the meanwhile, we are going to start a brand new drawing. So File, New. And this one's going to be a metric. So when I come over here, I'm going to hit the metric bar. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and get our tools set up here. I don't have all of them set up yet, so I got to do that. Tools. I tell you guys, I always like to have a couple things handy when I'm doing 3D AutoCAD. I like to have my UCS up there. Also, I like to have my orbit on there, and then I like to have I like to go to tools, toolbars, and I like to go to view. And as long as I got those three things on there, I'm pretty happy. Now, what we're going to do is I want to first jump into southeast isometric, get that looking like that, okay? And I'm going to take, and I want to show you right here some of your solid modeling. Like over here, you've got box, cylinder, and some things along that. Cylinder, cone, sphere. Check this out. You can hit box, and it'll ask you where's your first corner, 0, 0, enter, and you can see that. And then on this one, they're wanting us to do 75 by 50, so I do 75, 50, and after you put that in, it asks you for your second movement, which is going to be 15. So right there, that quick you made a solid. Now if you want to, we're in 2D wireframe, I can change this and go to conceptual as we draw, like that. Or I can go to realistic, however you want to do it. And check this out. Now I can go in there, and you're always drawing on your XY, just like you were in wireframing. So what I want to do now is go back over here. I can hit cylinder this time, and I can't really see where I want to be, so you might have to go back to 2D wireframe because I want to put this cylinder right in the center of this. And what I want to do is make sure my center is on, which it is, and see if I hit center or not. It's not center, but actually midpoint, and it's turned on. So I'm not catching my midpoint on that. You can catch the midpoint over here, though. You can see that. But now I'm going to orbit around so I can see that a little bit better. And maybe it will let me do it on this side. Yep, it did. So I'm just going to stretch it out, and it has to be as wide as this piece is, which is 50. Radius would be 25. I can type that in, or I can just come over here and click it, whichever one. And if I want to do my radius, I just type in 25. And then now it's asking me for a height on this. And in my book, I'm looking through the tutorial, the height is going to be 40, so I type in 40, enter. And now I'll just take my orbit around a little bit, and then I'll do a conceptual look, and you can kind of see that. All right, now this is where we're getting into the part where we're going to constructive solid geometry. You see how these are two different entities? Now, in like Inventor or SolidWorks, it automatically joins them together. Now this program's a little different. It won't do that. You have to join them yourself. Up here is your Boolean tools, okay? The first one is the solid union. The second one is solid subtract, and then you got the solid intersect. I want to do a solid join, a union. If I click on that, I click on this one, then I click on this one, right click to enter, and now you see they're one piece. Okay? Now the thing of it is, you can subtract them at some point, but you cannot explode these, because if you explode them, it messes it all up. So don't ever explode a solid. Now I want to put a hole through this and cut it out. So I want to go back to a wireframe so I can see. Rotate it down a little bit. Cylinder. And I'm going to catch the dead center of this. Right there it was. You've seen it just a second ago. And right there it is. Oh, It moves when I touch that other one. So cylinder, it's hard to catch out. I want to rotate it around to the main back of it. Maybe I can catch it easier like that. Cylinder, there it is. Got it. And this one is going to be a cylinder of the radius is 15. So I type in 15 and let me show you this. I want to rotate it around. If I get it rotated, good. There we go. And then I'm just going to make sure that it comes all the way through. Your book says to go 50 or negative 50 or something like that. Just go up there and click it to where it's all the way through the part. Okay? Because if you go now into like realistic or something, you can see now that there is this part sticking out of this one. And see, they're separated. So just if you think about it, you're going to use that bold lean tools. I want to take and I want to cut. So I hit solid subtract, click on first what you want to keep, right click to enter, click on what you want to subtract, right click to enter. And it takes it right out. The next part of this is going to be taking, we're going to put another hole in this and then we're going to cut it out. And let's go ahead and get that one done. This one, I want to take, and I want to change this XY for right now. Remember we can do that on 3-point? I want this to be this is my user coordinate system. I'll catch this point right over here if it let me. It's not wanting to let me. Make my X there. It's really not wanting to let me do what I want to do, so I want to turn it southeast isometric and I'll go to wireframe. If it gets to the point it's been difficult on us, we'll hit this point, and get on that line. You see what I mean? If you can't get it to snap or do something, sometimes you're better off to go to a 2D wireframe. So now, right in the center of this thing, and I catch that midpoint, I want to come back exactly from that edge. Let's see. X minus 30. So I'm going to come back 30. And right there is going to be the end point where the circle is going to be at. And try to find the exact size. It's going to be a 10. So I come up here, hit my cylinder. I can click right on that point. My radius is 10. And I just, like I told you, just make sure that you take and shoot all the way through the part. And go back into your conceptual or realistic or whichever one that you like. And I'm going to take now and cut that out. Use my subtract, click on this, what you want to keep, right click to enter, click on what you want to subtract, right click to enter. It's gone. Now I can do this too. I can come in here and do instead of a cylinder or cylinder, I'm going to do a box. I want to hit from there to there, there to there, and I'm just going to bring that out and then drop it all the way down through just like that. Subtract, click on what you want to keep, right click to enter, click on what you want to subtract, right click to enter, and it's gone. There's that part. Now it's a little bit different from the parametric modeling programs that you've used, but it's not a bad software. It's just getting used to the commands, and this right here is what we're working with first, is just using some of these, and we're going to advance further next week. But there are some things, I want you to do this tutorial, and there will be a couple exercises for you to look at too. So if you need any help with this, just let me know.